Kahlil Gibran has a quote: "The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain." He speaks of joy and sorrow as being two ends of the same stick. About a week before I started my first cohort of Song for the Soul, I ran into a crisis, a personal crisis. Why was it that I was asking people to face their depths, to go into their grief or even into their despair? I fell into my own despair, asking that question, wondering if there was something wrong with me. And it came back to that Rumi quote of, "The wound is where the light comes in." And this idea that joy and sorrow are intermingled, that they're actually two ends of the same stick, they lead to each other. Well, I find that most of us are at a surface level of our interaction with life. With each other, we have screen-deep relationships. With our personal life, we very rarely go down into the inner depths to ask, what is the state of my mind? What is the state of my body? What is the state of my emotions? Have I taken the time to grieve my losses? Have there been losses? And there most certainly have been losses. So people, when I first asked them to come do grief work with me in Song for the Soul, there was great trepidation and resistance. But they persevered, and I couldn't be more grateful to them for persevering and facing their edge and facing their shadow. Because what has come through is affirmation, deep, deep affirmation, that by going through the depths, by rooting through our sorrow and our loss and our grief, we find our joy and our gratitude. If we're finding that it is challenging for us to access gratitude and joy, it's probably because we're blocked. And Song for the Soul allows us to focus our attention there, clear the block, and allow energy to pass through. What this is amazing for is not only a healing journey, a cathartic processing or alchemizing of our story into song lyrics, but it's also an incredible tool for creatively unblocking. If you haven't written in years, or if you haven't sang or danced in years, this is an opportunity to get back into a real, vivid, living, joyful version of your life. So Song for the Soul, the next group starts June 8th. And I couldn't be more excited about it. And this time there is no confusion about why I'm calling people to face their shadow, or calling people to look back across their life story, because I know that what we're aiming for, what we're mining, is not only a beautiful piece of art, a song that we get to write together, but also we're tapping into the joy of life itself. So please join me, or tell everyone that you know that has ever written a song or loves music to come get inside this vehicle, explore facing your shadow, facing your edge, and finding more joy, reconnection to yourself, and freedom. Freedom to create, freedom to express. Thank you, guys.